there's this, I guess she's famous YouTuber. I don't know, whatever. Jenna Hawkingly or whatever. Well, I see multiple people. I see a Better Bachelor. But then I'm talking about like, how she said that she's 42 and she wants a man to spend $2,000 on her before she'll sleep with them. She feels like he's properly invested. See, the problem with that is she makes those rules for some men but not other. And at the same thing, it's like, so you're telling me all I have to do is spend $2,000 on you and you'll sleep with me? So it kind of seems like borderline prostitution almost. But you can see like how a lot of women just equal a man's value to the money he has, and that's pretty much society in general. Did I turn on the right street? Oh, yeah. So, but not like, so like our time, just our regular time, spent with them. Well, the modern woman feels like this. It's not good enough. Like, my company is not good enough to keep. Me trying to, me entertaining her, trying to show her a good time is not good enough. It depends on how much money I spend on her. And I have no problem spending money on a partner. I have no problem investing in a partner. But I think so when the problem comes up when you say stuff like, women have said this to me before. Well, I don't sleep with guys I just talked to for 90 days, like, or like Jen Hawking, you gotta spend $2,000 on me before you can get me in the sack. So, like, if I really wanted to spend $2,000, take her on a date, whatever, spend $2,000, and if I do everything correctly, I'll have her in the sack that night. That's what she's saying. It's not like it's $2,000 over so much time. No, it's like, the whole thing is like, females don't, like, okay, there's a thing called post-nut clarity. And then for a man, when we get aroused, it's almost like a drunk feeling for us. You don't really care about tomorrow. When you're, especially like, that's why a lot of these pregnancies happen. Guys, he doesn't want to get her pregnant, but it feels so good, and he's like, kind of like, he's not sober. And then as soon as he drops his load, he's instantly sober. You go from being drunk to like having like such a great time and like exhilarated, and the exhilaration, like the climax lasts like, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever, and then boom, instantly sober. So the basic thing is like, like for me, I've had plenty of one night stands. Okay, I've actually wanted to talk to that girl more. I know myself too well. I know what would happen if I was to be intimate with somebody. So I've put it off. Like, I put it off, and things got steamy in a couple of different instances, and I had to stop it because I knew if I went all the way, I probably wouldn't like talk to her ever again. It's a weird feeling. It's like a vulnerable feeling. It's like, I don't know who the hell you are. I just want to get out of here. I don't feel comfortable here. I don't know you at all. It's a weird feeling, like post-nut clarity. So I need to get this person out of here. I want to go do my thing. That's what happens when you don't care about that person. The basic thing is, like, when you make up rules like that, like these red pill guys say, it's rules for the betas, but alphas basically you'll break the rules for, So like Janet Hawking, she's out with their girls or whatever, here comes that chiseled, dressed real nice. Maybe she recognizes him off of social media. He's dashing, good looking, 6'5", whatever. And then, she thinks that she's gonna be like, oh, you gotta pay two, and he's over here like talking to, like, everyone wants to talk to him, like all the girls want to talk to him. You're gonna be like, no, you gotta spend like, no, she'll break the rules for that guy. She'll break the rules for the rock star. They'll break all the rules for rock star. Imagine, Taylor Swift's a rock star right now, right? She's everywhere. They're trying to push her into the NFL. All this bullshit. But, so females are the rock stars now, because guys are basically the simps and the roadies. I heard that term the other day. Yeah, so like, guys were the rock stars back in the day, but now females are the rock. You can see this with basketball players, like these prominent basketball players. They're like head over heels for these females, the Instagram people, like, and it's like, dude, you have a high status, man. Why are you worried about her? But they have like higher status than us right now. So like, men are kind of looked down on. Their status isn't as high as it used to be in society. So, but yeah. So it's crazy. It's so funny. Like me and my kid were talking yesterday, and he said, I said, hey, if you and your brother come to my place on Thanksgiving, because like, I don't have no family here, and I'm just going to just chill for the day, same on Christmas, and basically, like, I think they wanted me to kind of, I don't know, I don't want to get too in depth. Anyway, so it's like, I kind of want to be by myself. You know what I mean? It's like, they're gonna go with their mom. So like, I really don't want to have Thanksgiving with their mom. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? Just, I prefer to be by myself. So, okay, what was I saying? So I said, if you guys come back to my place, make sure you let me know before you come, so I get all the hookers out of there. And then my son jokingly said, but it's for real? He said, yeah, your sexual market value's dropped that much, now you have to pay for sex. And like, I've never had to do that. I'm not saying I wouldn't, I mean, in the future. I just don't feel like, I guess my ego, and I don't know, I just think that's kind of, that's bad anyway. Like, I've had my fun, and you know what I mean? It's like, I've had I don't want to do that type of debauchery anymore. Like, if I'm gonna engage like intimacy, for me, it's just like one person that I trust, and I like to have that person for the rest of my life. But I don't really want to, I don't feel the need to go pay a prostitute, unless it's like yeah, man, I don't know. But anyway, it's just like, basically, I was thinking about, I was like, dude, when I was dating, I dated women that were basically around my sexual market value, possibly a little bit higher than mine, but mostly most of them were around mine and below me, right? So like, you know, my sexual market value, I think at my peak would be like a 6.7 or maybe some shit like that. I did fairly well dating, but now it's dropped in the same like, yeah, I can get attention from females I'm not attracted to, you know, a lot of overweight women and women that have kids, like have little kids. You know, I don't want to be around little kids. Nothing against them. Like, I don't want to deal with anyone's fucking kid, man. Like, I've had a lot of and I still have a lot of responsibilities. I'm still trying to get my kids completely independent on their own, you know what I mean? So it's like, I still have responsibilities that I'm adhering to, even though my kids are over 18. Okay, it's extremely hard out here for kids to start off, young people. So I'm trying to help them at the same time, like keep my boat afloat. And that's why I am where I'm at. Like, part of the reason why my sexual market value is low is because of my finances. So, but you know, I could have a bunch of materialistic shit, but then my kids might be like all fucked up. You know, my kids are pretty good kids, and I'm extremely proud of them. And what is that? That's a reflection of me, you know? So that makes me feel good. But yeah, it's my sexual market, like, so women in my sexual market value, they're going up, you know what I mean? I'm not good enough. So like, I could possibly be like, I don't know. I think most materialistic females would probably look at me like a 4, possibly a 3, if not a 0, because I don't care about material shit. I really don't, you know. It's just like, even though like I don't have access, I mean, I could go in a extreme amount of debts, but it's just I just don't value materialism like they do. And I don't see the point in working myself to the bone to try to achieve something, to try to make people like jealous, try to make people, yeah, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So, and most people don't care anyway, you know? Most people don't give a shit. It's just like, oh, you got the latest thing, or you're wearing the name brand, like I just don't care. It's like, you know, I feel bad that I have a smartphone. I feel bad that you know, some of my clothes, like my Jordans, could have been possibly made in sweatshops. I don't know. I think that's horrible, you know? Like, child labor went into getting the material to make the battery in my phone or and other things. That's horrible, man. It's slavery. Like, they don't pay him nothing. And yeah, so yeah, it's just so weird that my sexual market value has dropped that much, because women's egos, and Peter Bachelor on a video yesterday, he was getting it. Like, he was saying what I've been saying is, God, the problem is it's men. It's women are getting so much of a ego boost from the internet, from these simps on the internet, and just like guys in general, because like so many guys are not like stoic. A lot of guys, you know, can't control their sexuality urges, their sexuality energy. You know, they can't control that. And these guys just bend over backwards, and I just think that a lot of women just lose respect, so they just want like the cream of the crop. But the cream of the crop guy, the cream of the crop guy is like, they're sharing with, so they're not going to be able to lock him down. And they want a lot of these guys, a lot of people in general just don't want to share their partner with other people. Some people might be cool with that, you know, like that video from Joe Smith, and he's, you know, like his wife, and it's going viral because she went live, and he just found out about her OnlyFans. And Joe Smith was first overall pick in 1995 in the NBA. And in the video, she's like, she even says in the video, "You knew who I was before you met me." So that indicates to me that she probably was a stripper, some kind of escort, probably a stripper. But so that's on him. Like, I feel bad for Joe. Like, oh, this humiliating. But like, this is part of the deal. You have to like vet the person, whether you're a man or a woman. You are responsible for that person that's in your life. You know, somebody is a horrible person, a horrible character. You allowed them in your life. You have to be a good judge of people's character and get to know people and see, like, you know, get to know the person. You know, like rushing into things is bad. But yeah, I thought that I was thinking, like, man, that's crazy. Like, so I'm pretty much, except for some grays in my beard, I'm pretty much where I was a 10 years ago, right? Physical, financial, same pretty much. But I did pretty well in Washington too, like being poor. So like that wasn't a thing, man. That wasn't a problem. I think it's the COVID, man. I really do. Unless females have just like gone, like they just flipped to ultra materialistic in like 2 years, which is possible, but I just think that females haven't changed. It's just the environment. A lot of females are being like the Kardashians, and that's the type of life that they want, and it's like, you know, like that's highly unsustainable, unattainable. So come back down to reality. A lot of people, it's not just females, you know, there's guys that live in their mom's basements that think that they deserve perfect 10 Instagram models. Like, I'm listening to YouTubers and I'm like, they're sitting here putting down people's looks, and I'm like, dude, you realize, like, you're not that famous, and you're not that you're fucking way out of your prime, and you look run down. Like like, who are you to be putting down people's looks? Look at you, you know what I mean? It's like, but you know, I'm back to where I was physically before I left, you know, 10 years ago. So what changes the environment. That's what changed in the dating scene. So it's like I like to say, it's horrible for both men and women out here. It's not just men and men. So that's why I try to be balanced. You know what I mean? I don't want to just sit here and rag on women. That's just like the most popular thing to do, and you know, that's why one Better Bachelor makes a video, you know, ragging on women, it gets over 100,000 views, but he puts one out about politics or finance or something, and it gets 13,000. There's a lot of men that just want to hear about how bad women are. And you don't really need to hear me complain. You can see it on the internet. So it's like, I can sit here and complain about it, tell you about it, but it's like, why did they get out of control? We allowed it. We allowed this society. We allowed this to happen. And if men are the leaders, we've been weak, and tough times are coming, and they'll make young men strong. My kid's a savage. He's a fucking savage. God damn. I told him, I said, man, you're gonna be a leader whether you like it or not. Just because he's like, man, he's striving for excellence, and he wants to keep. And I said, yeah, you should. For somebody like me to, like, I can try, but like, dude, I'm old as hell, man. Like, so for somebody like me to, when you hear these guys like Tate, oh, you're gonna become great, you're gonna, yeah. So that's more towards that content. Like, if you're my age and you're trying to start over and try to achieve excellence, like, there's gonna be a certain point where it's kind of like, I don't know, I just don't have the energy for it no more, and it just like, what's the point, But the youth, man, these people in the youth, they haven't really experienced life that much, man. A lot of them just been playing a video game, and that's what I told him. I said, you should have a lot of energy. You should want to achieve big things. Dude, I'm old. I've had my family. This is why I really don't care about materialism. One is because I've never really, I've been okay. I've never went without, man. So I can't complain. But I never had like, it's always been a struggle, you know what I mean? It's always been a struggle. So so it's just like, if you're young, yeah, you should have the want and the desire to achieve, to be the excellence man that you can, and like, even though I disagree with some of Andrew Tate in his materialistic shit, I like how he's a net positive for the youth, because a lot of these kids don't have a father figure, anyone to look up to. So like, I respect that a lot from them. And any other red pillar, like, I might disagree with. I might have said, like, dude, like Rollo, it's like, I don't care, like, like, I don't have no problem. I don't hold grudges against people, you know what I mean? So, I want to see. What I want to see is the youth don't repeat the cycle of the boomers, Gen X, and the older millennials. Learn from the colossal mistakes of the past. And this is why I don't like the left when they take down historical things, whether like you agree with them or not. I don't think that history should be forgotten about. I don't think that slavery should be forgotten about at all. I think it's a horrible thing. And same with Adolf. You know, I think that, like, erasing everything, I want to know what he was saying in his book to the people, but like, it's so hard to actually get that. You know, not that I want to like follow him, but it's interesting to understand like the psyche of the person, the type of person he is, like, and analyzing him and why he made the decisions he did and the environment he was going through and whatever. Because he was in prison when he wrote that book. Not that I'm like sitting here like, it's just like anybody else. Martin Luther King, you know, like a huge historical figure. You want to analyze him. You want to understand like a little bit more than the base level information that everyone can find out very easily, you know? First thing that pops up on Google. So, yeah.